Check out this shirt. It's atrocious. It's actually clean. Those are just paint stains. Yeah, I put on some work clothes because I'm gonna go do some work later today, and yeah, the guy that one of the guys that I'm working for calls me, leaves a voice message, and says, "I have a check at the office for you." And you know, and he gave me a key so I can let myself in and pick up my check. But while you're there, there's some work that I can do. So even though I don't want to, it's Memorial Day weekend, I better take advantage of it while I can. So I think I got my priorities all wrong. I should be in there working right now. But instead, I'm doing laundry and doing a Fez night. What else? Oh, I finally got my glasses back. After all this time, man, I finally can afford a new prescription for my glasses. And they're great. It makes a big difference. Now I just need to update the prescription on my safety glasses, which is turning into a real pain in the ass because damn liberal California and all safety conscious. I have a hard time getting safety glasses made with glass lenses in California. The whole polycarbonate thing is supposed to be safer, but I don't like polycarbonate because it scratches too easy. And blah, blah, blah. And every time I go get glasses, these are glass lenses too, and I kind of have to fight them. They go, aren't they too heavy? And I don't know, how did people get along without, you know, polycarbonate lenses before, you know, or plastic lenses? I hate them. They try to sell you the scratch resistant surface, and it doesn't work. No, it doesn't work. So somehow I got to drag my ass in there to do some stuff this afternoon. It'll of course be loud and dirty work, but the project's almost finished, and hopefully he'll come up with something to do that this client will be happy, and they'll tell other people, and he'll have another project in the works. I decided to keep shaving for a while. You know, I like the whiskers because it's a different look. Plus it hides my face. What can I say? Oh. And I look so much like my brother, you know, when I have my hair short and I'm not shaven, especially when I take off my glasses. And it's kind of spooky. My brother and I look very much alike. Our noses are slightly different, but he can tan. He's olive skinned with black hair. And I'm the Scotch-Irish, you know, freckly skin that turns red. Or whatever. I took some notes here. Fez Night is just not... Well, you know what? Fez Night's even better than ever, isn't it? Because it doesn't happen that often anymore, right? Oh, God. Somebody kill me now. All right. Time to don the fez. Greetings, fellow citizens. This is citizenkong, and welcome to another Fez Night. Tonight's Fez Night shall be called Fez Night in DynaRama. Last week I posted that little teaser, and it wasn't directed at anyone in particular. I was just like, you know, no Fez Night for you, nuts to you, or whatever. And it wasn't directed at anyone in particular. I want to say hello to Whirlpool's End. I'm sorry I didn't answer your comments. And Stellidium Lane, yeah, I miss you too. Sammy, I'm just not that good about getting back the comments. I like reading the comments. I get a kick out of it. And I know, it's rude. You're kind enough to leave a comment, I should respond. But I'm responding to you now in a video, which is even more special. Yes, Whirlpool End, that was not my car, I was stealing it. No, just kidding, I have the Fez on, so I have to say, no, that is my car. It's a Honda Element. Things are already, for a Hondas are very reliable, but things are breaking on it. I've had it that long. None of it's my fault. Yeah, in the teaser I started to say, I said it, Fez Night in DynaRama, which is wrong. It's in DynaRama. And Monk, you probably know what that is. Some people that are fans of trivia, movie trivia, that sort of thing. Yeah, DynaRama is one of those little things that you make in school, you know, that you look in one end and there's a little, you know, like the manger in DynaRama. There's a little Joseph and a little Mary and a little manger. I don't know what made me think of that example. Could be cavemen, DynaRama. I guess it doesn't have to be little. It could be full size, like they have in museums and stuff. I don't know. Yeah, I just got the news that finally the citizenkong channel can post videos longer than 15 minutes. Finally. There didn't seem to be any rhyme or reason. Yeah, Monk told me to take down all the videos that were sort of iffy as far as YouTube guidelines. And I was going to, but I never got around to it. But they gave it to me anyway. So it's weird. A while ago, a couple weeks ago or something, yes, the Royal Order of the Fez has one strike account. Has one strike on it. And it's because I posted a video of, the last time I posted a video of my work, they took pictures of my sculptures in my metalwork, and somebody, I have my suspicions who it is, but, you know, doesn't do any good naming names unless you have absolute proof, and hey, we're on the internet, so, you know, absolute, irrefutable proof is almost impossible. Excuse me. And yeah, when I posted videos of metalwork, they took my narration, and this person posted a bunch of pictures of artwork of penises, you know, some sculptures of penises, and some of you thought that was funny. I didn't. But so I decided to just post. From now on, I'm posting any of my art or whatever. There's no soundtrack. There's no narration. There's nothing. Okay? Play with that. You know, without my voice adding it to it. The joke completely doesn't work. Not that the joke worked that well before, because if you who made that video could show some of your own work instead of stealing somebody else's work, you know, that would be something. But all you did was just steal stuff off the internet. And whereas I'm posting stuff that I made myself, that's my work. So I posted the, I had a body of work at one point where I was really, really excited about photography. And like every amateur art photographer dreams of, is especially, you know, the heterosexual ones, is to do nudes of female nudes, you know. And I had the opportunity to work with two women that in exchange for, I don't know, I don't want to go into the details, but there was some bartering going on, and I did, and very open-minded females. And I did a series of nudes, and I played around with Photoshop, and those were taken on 35mm black and white film, and then I scanned the negatives, and that's when I first got my computer and I was working with Photoshop. It was right around the time I did that shoot. But I was still shooting on film, and I meant to go print them in the lab, in my darkroom, or a darkroom. I did all my own printing. Those two behind me, I printed those myself, and but God, when Photoshop came along and scanners, and you could scan a negative, and now digital cameras work so well. Back then, to get the same resolution as a neg, you needed a really, really super expensive digital camera, which was out of my range. And plus, I still at that point was like, no, nothing can top a negative, an actual negative. I'm still a big fan of analog over digital. I mean, there's just wonderful things about analog. When I'm talking about anything, analog watch, analog, you know, like vinyl records, you know what I mean, difference between analog and digital. I still have a fondness for it, even though working with prints in Photoshop without the chemicals, without having to fill the bathtub full of trays of chemicals and you know, hang the darkroom curtains up, and God, what a hassle. God. And I'd go through all the trouble to do it, and I'd be printing for like 8 hours, 18 hours straight, it seems. You know, at least 12 hours straight, because it's such a hassle getting it all set up that I would try to get in as much as possible. You don't care about this. But anyway, so I had that body of work, and I knew that when I would post it on YouTube that it would be a violation of YouTube guidelines, but I didn't care. I was like, part of me wanted to show a body of my work to let you know that I am not just a pretty face. No. I'm not just the idiot you see here wearing a fez that talks about himself. Okay, I'm still talking about myself, but you know, I get pigeonholed into some sort of Wally Cox type character or something just because of the glasses. I happen to like this style of glasses because it's timeless. I'm watching a Mad Men right now, and it's not particularly the type of show that I enjoy so much. It's a lot of like drama. There's no action, there's no magic, there's no wizards, or vampires or werewolves, which is what I've been watching a lot of lately. Guilty pleasure, I started watching the Vampire Diaries because there's no True Blood, or I watched all of Being Human, the UK version. And I got hooked into that, but it's for teenagers. It's like emo teenagers. But it's engaging. I ran out of that to watch too. Oh, and Game of Thrones, man. Every time a new episode of that comes out, I go, I want more. The episodes are too short. So anyway, getting back to watching Mad Men. There's so many guys in Mad Men wearing these glasses. It's just a timeless look. That's why I get the Woody Allen and the Wally Cox comparison, because they wore the same type of frames. I'd say they have great taste. You know, if you're gonna wear glasses, just do it. You know. Just, not like fancy, like, oh yeah, I'm really modern, Oakley type frames and stuff, I just like these basic style. Yeah. What the hell was I talking about? I was going to show my artwork, another side of myself, and of course give my enemies something to ridicule me over, I guess. Lisa likes to effeminize me and depicts me as some sort of like monk's bride or something like that, but that is furthest from the truth. I am nothing like that. If I were that type of person, I would have not put so much time and energy into trying to find women to let me photograph them naked. Right? And I have to say the body of work was good. I'd have to say for myself. It was very tasteful and not pornographic. And I know it violated, Sammy pointed out, YouTube doesn't like nipples, okay? But there was, there was female pubic hair in one of those. But I thought they were tasteful, and I got some nice comments on it. And because I figured that eventually some random YouTube viewer would come across it and be offended. But I would have thought that would have taken a couple of days, but the video was flagged within 24 hours. So I have a strong suspicion that it's somebody that I know or know of. And a couple of days at work, I wrote this little thing down. I'll read directly. You are either a narrow-minded prude, lacking intellect and sophistication, or a bitter and spiteful rival who is jealous of anyone that shows the least bit of originality. Most likely, you are all of the above. And you know who you are. What is it that at some point somebody goes, the motivation goes, I'm going to hit that, I'm going to flag that video, I'm going to report this video, if you're a spiteful prude, then, who needs people like you around? I guess I would almost rather it be out of being a prude. When I was at going to the community college, long after I dropped out of Loyola. I was taking a photography class and I had to write a paper and do some research. And I went to the library and I was looking for photography art books. And you needed, even though they're all grown-ups there, you know, everybody's over 18, pretty much. You needed to go to the librarian and ask her for the book, and she would pull it out of a special behind the desk or something like that. And it wasn't mainly to protect us, protect the innocent from seeing nude photography. It was mainly because people would deface the books. And this is the same thing as flagging an art nude video. I'm going to say it's flagging my video. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as some Bible-thumping idiot or whatever, sick-minded person that would check out the book and take a knife and cut the pictures or deface them or draw on them because they are, in their sick and twisted mind, they're offended by that. And they don't want anybody else to see that. I don't think they knew the artist personally. I don't think it was a personal thing. Whereas it could have been on mine. All right, have I talked long enough about that? Yes, I have. But I have no regrets. I have no regrets. I'm glad I posted that. I'm glad some of you could see it, you know, and maybe see that I'm not all that I appear. I should show some of my real archive. No, I don't. That's about as racy as it gets. Really, it does. My own personal work. All right, I think that about almost wraps it up. You know, I saw something in the... I just opened up Sunday's paper, and one of the first things I saw is that Mitt Romney has a home here in La Jolla. Not that I live in La Jolla, but La Jolla is just really close to me. La Jolla is part of San Diego. And, well, la-di-da. Yeah, La Jolla is one of the richest, nicest parts of San Diego. Mitt Romney has a home here. I don't know if any of you heard the story. Somebody wrote something about they knew Mitt Romney when they were in rich kids, you know, rich kid prep school, you know, high school, boarding school, or whatever it was, you know. Fucking rich assholes. No. Not that they all are. Anyway, when Mitt Romney was going to school there, some student came back from whatever vacation, and the guy had had let his hair grow out long, and it was blonde. It was kind of going over one eye. I guess the guy was maybe trying to do a Veronica Lake thing. I don't know. And I don't know how long it was, but Mitt Romney was offended, and he and a group of other young men held this lad down and cut his hair off. And when asked about it, Mitt Romney said he has no memory of it. You're a liar. How could you forget something like that? How could you? You're full of shit. And so, yeah, we could chalk it up to one of the indiscretions of youth, you know. Sometimes when you're a teenager, you're a young man, you do bad things, and you turn out okay later. And in fact, you might even look back on it in embarrassment or with some shame. The ones that don't, those are the ones we have to worry about. And then I couldn't help but think of the other. I mean, as things of indications of one's character, is when they were going on that family trip, and he put the family dog in the dog carrier and strapped it to the roof, and they were going down the freeway or the turnpike or whatever, and the dog was so freaked out it shit itself, and the shit started going all over the top of the station wagon and down the back window. What were you thinking, man? Now you're a grown-up. You're grown up and you're treating the family dog like that. I hope that's not an indication of Mormonism. One of the, and I was reminded of this, and I don't know whether it's in the Bible or not, but we are judged on how we treat those that are most vulnerable or weak or poor or whatever, you know, the least powerful. And who has the least power than the family dog? And look how Mitt Romney treated it. Yeah, we're gearing up, man. We're gearing up for the election. Mitt Romney. I said before, he doesn't seem like such a bad guy. He's the one out of the whole pack that has the best chance. I mean, the guy looks kind of presidential, too presidential, you know? Kind of slick. And I really hope he doesn't get it. I really do. And so there was something in the news about, for the first time, there's been more. And I know if you're Cuban or Puerto Rican, or they group everybody into Hispanic, and I know that's not really fair. But here in California, when we talk about Hispanic, they're people from Mexico, and ancestors are from Mexico. And, but for the first time, there's been more Hispanic babies born than white babies. So the Hispanic population, all lumped together, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Mexicans, Guatemalans. I don't know if they include those yet, probably. Maybe Brazilians? Are Brazilians considered that in the Hispanic community? In Guatemala, Nicaragua? I thought I was just going to do some little joke. I, for one, welcome our brown overlords. It really doesn't bother me. But I know. Hey, times are changing, man. And it has to do, it's a cultural difference, I just finished rewatching Idiocracy. And not a cut at the Hispanic community. Their community, it's for religious reasons. They procreate, They have large families. It's very cultural for them. But in Idiocracy, they used white people as examples. So if you are an intelligent, educated white person, you tend to have one or two kids. And then the effed up trailer park white trash is just having kids randomly, and not for religious reasons, just because he's an idiot. And so they tend to breed more stupidity, and eventually the country becomes really, really bad. And I mean, the whole world is run by idiots. And it's Idiocracy. It's a great movie. I really get a big kick out of it. And the man goes into a stasis. It's an army experiment. Him and a hooker, because they couldn't get a female army person to volunteer. And they put him in stasis, and he wakes up by accident a couple hundred years in the future. And he was of average intelligence, and he arrives in the future to be the smartest man on Earth. I really like that movie. Yeah. I'm just stating there's a difference between what they're saying in Idiocracy and a pure cultural thing. But I would like to encourage Hispanics to move away from Catholicism, become Protestants, and just start having one or two kids, okay? Now that you're in the majority, you can slack on, you can chill now. It was inevitable. They've been predicting this for quite a while. And, so certain people got really rattled having a first president of color, a person for all practical purposes, looks African-American. I mean, he is half white, but, that rattled a lot of people. I mean, people predicting, how much gun sales went up, and I tried to buy bullets, and they were not, I had to wait months, when I ordered bullets online for the certain bullets for my Walther, because all the rednecks were scared of Obama. Oh, you better buy your guns now. Obama's going to take your rifles away. Did it happen? No. Because they're a bunch of alarmist idiots. And so the reaction that we got from having Obama elected, it should be very interesting to see the reaction when we get our first, I'm talking a real Latino president. ASA. That'll never happen. Actually came kind of close to having a Hispanic president, and I can't remember his name now, but he's the former governor of New Mexico. I kind of liked him, The name escapes me, but he was the former governor of New Mexico, and he was kind of, he was on the list there for a little while during the primaries, on the Democratic ballot. That was this cool timer. Listen to that. That means my laundry's done, which should be a good way to wind this up. Yes, I can post long videos on the citizenkong channel now. Terrific. All right, well, that's the end of Fez Night in DynaRama. All right, everybody, this is citizenkong. Have a great week. Cheers.